I'm DeVaughn Tillman. Lauren's my wife, and Les is my grandpa-in-law.
I'm Lauren. I'm Les's granddaughter, and then DeVaughn's wife.
And I'm Les. I volunteer at Habitat. Lauren is my oldest granddaughter, so for a long time she was my favorite granddaughter. So I've been volunteering for two and a half years, I think. October will be 3 years. It's a really meaningful thing to do. So you're building, which I like doing, and it's making a really big difference in people's lives. And immediately, you get to know the families. And then you're inspired by the other people that you're working with, because you're making a big difference and having fun and making friends at the same time. I saw a Facebook post that now's the time to apply for the next season for homeowners, and I met some of the homeowners, and I thought, wow, this would be a really perfect situation for moving a young family out of an apartment into a house. That's a big deal, and a permanent step up in their financial stability and family life at the same time. So I invited them, encouraged them, pushed them, get those papers in, and they did it. So
once he talked to us about it, it sounded like something like that would be really good for our family. And then we've learned a ton since then. I didn't know much about it at all before then.
It was like a little bit of paperwork. It was gotta find all this information and this and that, but like I said, for the opportunity, why not?
They did a home interview where a couple people came to our house and just looked around and asked us some questions.
For me, it was just a pipe dream. Oh, y'all want to build us a house? Sure. I don't know if it's gonna happen or not, but I'll give it a shot if it's worth the try. And then getting approved was ooh, let's go.
Yeah, we were really excited. I know right after we got the call, we were both calling our families and our parents and stuff and telling people so we were really excited.
I was just crazy enthusiastic for them because it's hard to get your first house signed, so it's quite a big blessing. I was thrilled for them, and in fact I've probably asked them, do you realize what this means for you? So we've been, Linda and I, my wife and I, have been thrilled for them. And it did happen at Thanksgiving. Yeah. I remember you calling us and telling us.
Yeah.
Just really exciting.
I forget the statistic, but the average home buyer now is 30, 40 years old. So, getting one now, especially with our family and seeing our kids get to grow and everything, it's crazy to me. At times it's I don't know if we would own a home. We got to see what that's like in the future and kind of just going about life and raising the littles, but just to have the opportunity, I've overjoyed.
And our rent keeps going up each year. Some of our neighbors in our complex say that they've been there a few years, it goes up every year. So yeah, I think it was 400 or I don't know, 300 or 400.
I think
less.
It was
our mortgage will be less than
200 or 300 less than what it is right now with the constant increases.
Yeah.
You can use that to invest into things you save up for that vacation you've been wanting to do, or that college fund, or that first car, or that dress, or whatever for the kids. It gets you it gets the ball rolling. That's just more money going into your pocket, so you get excited about the extra opportunities you get to do because of that.
I'm excited for the kids to have more just space to play, and they can play in the basement too, and I'm excited for them to have more space to just run around. I feel like our apartment we're kind of like outgrowing, especially now that our daughter will be 1 soon. And yeah, I'm super excited for them to have a yard. Right now we don't really have, like, we have a little patio that they can play on, but we don't have an actual yard, so I think that they'll both really enjoy that.
Apply.
Yeah, I would just say to apply, and because you never know. Like, I don't know. I feel like when we applied, I was like, I was like, oh, I don't know if like we'll get it. I feel like there's probably a ton of like people applying, but so it worked out.
I've done a lot of volunteering through church and stuff, but this is one where you see the results of your day at the end of every day, and then at the end of a building season, you see a house, or you drive by the house and you see the house that you helped build. To families, I'm not even sure Lauren and DeVaughn realize, most young families are just one emergency away from serious financial issues. And Lauren and DeVaughn both drive older cars, like a lot of young families, and so they need to get that stability of a lower rent so they can save for that next unexpected cost. I would say organize your finances and see where you are, and then apply to get a better situation for yourself through Habitat, a better stable home at a lower cost.
You kind of think of the community of it, like maybe sometimes you're not just working on your house. Like, I've gone and worked on other people's places, and it's nice to kind of like be a helping hand of like helping someone else out as well as helping ourselves out. Like, it's a good feeling.